everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to just talk to you guys about feeling guilty as a parent. I always feel guilty. When I discipline my kids, if I'm having a bad day or they're being really bad or I'm exhausted, I just get frustrated with them. I might raise my voice at them or just not give them enough attention if they constantly are asking me like to play Legos with me, for instance. I might not have time for them and kind of just say, okay, I'll do it later, or brush them aside. And then come the end of the day when they're all sleeping and then I all of a sudden miss them, that's when the guilt sinks in and I start beating myself up about everything I did that day. So today I just want to talk to you guys about not feeling guilty as a parent and why it's important to not feel guilty, and also to kind of reassure you that you are not the only one feeling guilty. So to start, you shouldn't feel guilty. So being a parent is hard work. Yes, there are those plenty of amazing moments where your heart is just overflowing with love and your kids are amazing and you are just so happy. But there are tons of moments where you are stressed out of your mind. You are thinking to sell your kids to somebody. Just kidding, but you're like, somebody take my kids away for a little while. You just are desperate for time for yourself. You are so exhausted because you have not gotten sleep because you're waking up in the middle of the night for your babies, or your kid decides he doesn't want to sleep at night, or they're teething, or etc, 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 or they're going through the terrible, I call them terrible threes because I feel like that's when it starts. They're going through the terrible threes and you just can't handle the tantrums and then saying no and then stomping the feet. So you lose it. And I know parents might, you might feel so guilty for, losing it, but honestly, it is so normal. Like I said, yes, the majority of the time you're in love and happy and your children are amazing, but there are those times when your kids are so bad, or, they're just really trying your patience, and that's when you lose it and that's when you snap, and that is okay. Do not feel guilty. Look over the course of your entire parenthood so far. So if your kid's 4 years old, say, look at the course of those 4 years of you being a parent. And think of all the amazing moments that you've had with your child. Think of all the times you fed them a meal. Doesn't matter if it was an unhealthy meal, just think of the times you fed them a meal. Look at them and say, they're still alive. Look at how much they've grown. Look at that smile on their face. Look that they have a roof over their head and clean clothes on and just lots of toys, and all the times you've taken them to the park or taken them to Disney World, or just all those moments you've spent with your child, not only trying to make them better and teaching them and trying to raise them and make them healthy, but also all the times you've loved them. And then think to all the times that they smiled and laughed in your presence and just truly appreciated you. Then compare that to all the times that you may have raised your voice or you may have gotten upset at them. I mean, when you really put those two into perspective, in their entire life, it is so small, that little portion of times, even if you're yelling at them a couple times a day, that is so small compared to everything else that you do for them. And they might not even understand it, to be honest. And it doesn't matter because they don't really understand that, oh, my mother's feeding me, that means she loves me. They are just kind of like, oh, food, and they expect it at certain times of the day because they're babies. But you are feeding them, and that counts. That is amazing. You're raising them, you're putting clothes on their back, all that kind of stuff. They don't really see that, so it's hard, it doesn't matter to them, but to you, just look at how much you've done, and then look at, the times you've gotten upset at them or didn't play with them or, did something like that. It really is so small, so don't feel guilty. Parenthood is hard. Parenting is hard, exhausting, especially if you are a single mom. Like, hats off to single moms. I can't even. I know I have a few close friends who are single moms, and I honestly, like, my heart, it like beats so fast when I'm around them because I just can't believe, like, you have to have so much love and patience to not have help all the time, like having a partner all the time with you. My hat's off to you. But just look at how small it is. Parenting is so difficult and so hard, and those little moments where you get frustrated and stuff, and sure, you might want to beat yourself up about it, but don't. In the big grand scheme of things, you are an amazing parent and you've had way more good and positive times with your child and taken such good care of them. Compared to the couple times you got upset, you can't compare it. Nothing is perfect in life, even in a job. You can't say, oh, I'm gonna beat myself up because I suck at my job, when really you might have had one bad day at your job and did one thing wrong, but then look at all the other times at your job that you've done something right. Compare that now to parenthood. It's the same kind of thing. Same with driving. You may have backed into somebody's car one time. That doesn't mean you're so bad at driving, because look at all the other times where you've driven perfectly. It could have just been you had a bad day, you were exhausted, you didn't see it, etc., and you backed into that car. That is what parenthood is like. you have years and years and years of raising up your children and building them a strong foundation and all that, and you had a few bad days, who cares? So I know it is so hard to not feel guilty at the end of the night. You know, you're like, I raised my voice at my kid, or I took his toy away, or I did this or that. I know you might want to beat yourself up, but then when you start thinking those thoughts, just stop and think, no, I'm an amazing parent. Instead of saying I'm such a bad parent, say I'm an amazing parent. The majority of the day I did so well with them, and they're obviously fed and they're happy and healthy and clean, and just look at it that way. So don't feel guilty. And I've been trying this, working on this with myself, because I do tend to feel really guilty a lot of the time, especially having 3 kids under 3. I do raise my voice at them. I do get very frustrated. I do tend to push things like, oh, I don't have time to play with you right now because I have a million and one things to do for your siblings, etc. And I always will feel guilty. But then I've just been really working on myself to feel good and just realize all the good I'm doing with them, not all the bad. So focus on the positive, not the negative, because you're an amazing parent. You're doing such a good job. And I know it is so easy to feel like you are alone, to feel like you are the only one who is like this with your kids, who raises your voice at your kids, who will throw their toys away because you're frustrated, who will have a crazy panic attack or anxiety attack. You are not. I guarantee every parent goes through this at least once a week. And if not, well, at least once a month. Every parent will go and have a time where they just snap because they can't handle all of this stress anymore. But then you just pick yourself back up after you collect yourself, you pick yourself back up and you continue on. And every parent has it, so don't feel like you are the only one, because it really is just, it's not true. So I just want to talk to you guys about today about feeling guilty, because I have my moments where I feel so guilty, and I just wanted you guys to know you're not alone. So that was just my little video for today. I didn't really have anything else to post. You know, I had a couple of videos I wanted to post of the kids and do a day in the life and all that, and I just haven't got around to actually vlogging. So I thought I would just post this kind of video today and just talk about not feeling guilty and what an amazing job you're doing as parents. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and it was just kind of like a little chatty video. So hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up so I know you like this kind of stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.